Hey, Coyote Nation, happy Thursday. It is Hump Day.
It is Hump Day. Yeah!
Made it halfway through the week, and you've only got a few days to go. Now, you can see we've got the one and only KC from the KC and the Roundman Show.
Thank you. Hold your applause, please. Please hold, because it's weird if you're watching this at your office and clapping.
Yeah.
You know, honestly.
You might get yourself in trouble.
Maybe, or you might draw a crowd.
Right.
I don't know.
There you go. That's what I was thinking about. You know, they've started to put the Coyote sounder on the end of the videos here.
Right.
You know, so that, you know, you're watching the video, you're kind of undercover watching it at work, and all of a sudden you get this woo, 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 you know, at the end. So
a lot of people have peed their
careful
pants.
with that.
I'm not going to lie.
Comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. When Chris was like, hey, should we do this? I'm like, I don't know. Every once in a while, let's surprise people. But really fun.
Absolutely. So it is, you know, one thing that I've learned with, if you didn't know, Casey and the Roundman don't just do that great, wonderful afternoon show on the Coyote. You guys actually own the radio station.
We do, which is really plain terms for pay a whole bunch of bills.
Yeah.
Write a whole bunch of checks.
It's funny how that happens when you get that responsibility. Huh?
It sucks.
Yeah. But you guys also, I mean, you guys plan ahead. Like, it's funny, back in the spring, you guys were planning for, you know, everything you were going to do this summer.
Right.
And all that good stuff. And now I think you guys are already looking ahead to fall, winter, and even spring, maybe.
Yeah, so it's really interesting you bring that up, because we're looking, in the radio business, we're on a deadline every second of every day, which is kind of funny when you say that, but when you think about it, once it airs, it's gone. So as we speak right now, there is a deadline. Something is going live over the air. Something is happening. So when we look at projects and different promotions, we have to look at least 3, if not 6 months in advance, sometimes a whole year in advance, in order to get those things kind of put together, and at least on the docket, so that we can go, that seemed like a good idea about 12 months ago, but now it's really stupid. Yeah. So right now I'm working on finishing up some fourth quarter stuff that is October, November, December, and I'm working on January, February, March of next year, and literally last week starting the plan for second quarter of 2020.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's coming. I mean, it's not that far off.
It really isn't. Yeah,
it, you know? I mean, it's kind of life, you know. We keep, it's like, I'm a sports guy, so I kind of, you know, put it in sports terms. But, you know, you're looking ahead to the new NFL season.
Yep.
For me, I've been, you know, for 6 months, been getting ready for it, putting this together or that together, something like. All of a sudden, it's a week away.
I know.
You know, it's like that.
Well, I thought about you today, actually, because Chris keeps me informed, as well as you guys, with the Renegade Radio Sports updates, keeps you guys informed of that stuff every 35 of the hour, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But so it's like the stats and statistics and who won, and there's some fun stories and always a quote in there, and they're really fun to listen to. 90 seconds get you caught up. But I thought about you because you have had this weird, like, laser focus off air about a turkey leg.
Yes.
Like a turkey leg.
I like turkey legs.
Like the ones that you get at the carnival or the festival. Old Schneider here has been talking.
A turkey leg?
I love a turkey leg. Has been talking about a stupid turkey leg for 6 months.
I know.
All right.
They're hard to find.
They are hard to find, but he finally guilted Chris at the butcher shop in Camdenton into getting some.
Yeah.
But that brought me up to, I was thinking about that this week, and that brought me to foods at sports. And
foods at sports. Okay.
Yeah, so here's a fun fact for you. There's a list of the top 10 greatest food at sports stadiums, right?
Okay.
And I think Cincinnati actually has the number one spot with some sort of a weird burger nacho thing.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, Kaufman is on that list. So the home of the Royals is number 7 out of 10 in the best sports foods or stadium foods in the nation. Yeah. So at Kaufman, there's a barbecue joint there that is ranked number 7 in the nation.
Wow.
At the stadium.
Wow. So Cincinnati was one?
Cincinnati, and then San Francisco was on there.
Right.
L.A., the Dodgers were on there. And they all have their own specific types of
it's like
food.
the Dodger dog.
Yeah,
right? Everybody's heard
that's
of the
it.
Dodger Dog.
That was
right,
it. I couldn't remember what it was. But anyway, so there's this barbecue place right outside of Kaufman, and there's always been this long issue about, is it St. Louis barbecue, is it Kansas City barbecue, or is it somewhere south of the Mason-Dixon barbecue?
Memphis barbecue.
Right, yeah, right? So who has the best barbecue? And I've been fortunate enough, and I think Chris has too, that we have lived all over the U.S.
Right.
And I have experienced all different types of barbecue. And I know we're off of turkey legs, but that brought me to food, which brought me to stadiums, which brought me to barbecue.
You know, it's interesting when you get into a conversation with Casey, and we do this all the time at the radio station. I'll be walking by, and he's so smart. He has all this information on different things. He'll just start filling me in on something new.
I like to read, and I can't read a book, interesting enough. A book won't keep my attention, but I read articles, and I read an article every day, all day, nonstop. If I'm not working on something with the radio station or business, I'm reading some sort of random article, because I believe, and I was taught this, that that knowledge is power.
Right.
So, and we tell our new people this, interestingly enough, and we'll get back to the barbecue in a minute. Anytime I've ever hired somebody that's new to the radio business, I tell them, if I was to ask you right now about blank, something in the news, something that affects the local community, maybe something that just affects the state or the region of the Midwest. If I was to ask you about that, can you tell me about it? And most of the time the answer is no, right? So what I tell my new people over the years, over 20 years of hiring and firing and people leaving and people coming and going, is you got to read, you got to understand, and you got to know and be knowledgeable with this stuff. So I feel like you have to preach what you practice, or practice what you preach, or lead a horse to water and that dog will hunt. Anyway, back to barbecue. Here we go.
Okay.
Barbecue south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
Here's what they do down there. They serve it dry.
Right.
Right? Sauce on the side, coleslaw on the top.
Right.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. And you think to yourself right now, that sounds disgusting. And I'm telling you, it kind of is disgusting the first time. And P.S., no vinegar-based coleslaw.
Right.
It's a mustard-based coleslaw, like baby Jesus intended it to be when he opened up the heavens and delivered it to man.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to put any undue pressure on people.
That's like from on high.
But enough with the vinegar coleslaw.
There you go.
Then you get to Kansas City, and Kansas City barbecue is a really interesting thing.
Okay.
And the reason it is because it's got a dry rub to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's pre-sauced. So it's going to come to you sauced, and then your sides, your coleslaw is on the side and things like that. Then you go to St. Louis, where it seems that it is sauced everywhere you go and seasoned. So it's a really interesting, I know, and then here at the lake you can have it any way you want it, by the way.
So there is differences.
There is, yeah. But what I found was interesting is this list of stadium foods, it ranked Kansas City and Kaufman Stadium, which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, not a whole bunch of people are showing up to the Royals games these days.
They're not very good.
Has one of the 7th best stadium restaurants in the nation at it.
Wow.
So if you hate the Royals because they suck, like they do, you might as well buy a ticket and go and have dinner. That's my point.
There you go. And if the Royals are losing big, you can just go eat.
You just go eat.
Right.
And honestly, they're always going to lose big. So you're going to eat.
You know, it's interesting, though. I mean, I never thought about it until you just said that. But like Texas barbecue, because I lived in Texas for a while,
right.
It was all about the sauce.
Yeah.
It was just meat, whatever the meat was, and then put the sauce
on,
right?
Yep.
That stinks. That's not good.
Yeah, you got to kind of have a combination in there. You got to have it a little wet.
You got to smoke it or dry rub it or do something.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Hey, we need to do this every week. You need to like share this wisdom with us every week.
Well, I don't know if that's wisdom or not, as much as it is just kind of looking. I think that over time, especially now, kids are looking down at their phones, right?
Yeah, right.
And I don't think they're actually learning anything. I just think they're talking back and forth and scrolling through Facebook. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you bring your head up and look around, look at all the cool things that we have just here in the listing area. And speaking of barbecue, since we're on that, there's like 15 places here at the lake that are locally owned and operated barbecue spots. That's just here at the lake.
And very good.
They're excellent.
Yeah.
And all of them are a little different. Then you go down to Lebanon, and there's like 4 or 5 just in Lebanon. Then go to Fort Leonard Wood. Then go up to Rolla. And as you get closer, it's really kind of fun because you can experience all these types of barbecue that we just talked about right here in the listing area, because people are moving into our area because it's awesome, and they're starting these restaurants and bringing their flavors in. I know we spent a whole thing talking about food and barbecue.
Now I'm hungry.
But what the hell, right? I mean,
Hey.
honestly, you guys cover enough sports. I don't get any sports information other than from my man Chris. So I feel like if I'm getting it from him, you've already got it.
We need to name this segment. It's got to be like, maybe after the barbecue, maybe we should name it KC's Masterpiece.
Oh, that's really good. I feel like it's taken, though. And as a side note, real barbecue sauce is actually made in Kansas City. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for this. And it's not what you think. It's not the KC Masterpiece.
Right.
It's called Mauls. And it's the best barbecue ever.
How do you spell that?
Mauls.
Mauls.
Boom. And they didn't pay me for this.
Wow.
They should. Honestly, we should tag them in this. And I should get Mauls for life. Yeah.
Yeah, they should send you at least a couple cases, right?
That would be awesome.
That would be
you know what I would
awesome.
do? I would fill like a little baby swimming pool with it, and then I would just roll
Dive
around
in.
in it. Well, I don't want to dive. I don't want to hurt anything.
Or maybe
you know?
keep a bottle in your desk and, have to take a sip every
I feel
once
like
in a
having
while.
a shot of barbecue is not. I mean, I'll do it. Honestly, I'll try it.
I think you'll do anything.
Almost.
Almost. So 1079 The Coyote. You've got to check out Casey and the Roundman in the afternoon, 3 to 6.
Yeah, man.
Best show in the Ozarks. They keep winning all the awards for that. But now you kind of have a bookend in the mornings. You brought in a new morning show, and they're doing really well.
Man, they're so fun, and it's awesome to come in. Chris doesn't do it because Chris doesn't get to hear it because he comes in. He records all of the stuff, the sports report stuff, and it's early in the morning, so he's up late, up early. But he doesn't come into the office till the afternoon, so he doesn't get to experience what it's like to walk in the front door and hear nothing but real, true joy and laughter.
Isn't that nice?
It is awesome. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the sales department is literally this week where they're on task to do a couple things. First of all, you can if you own a business, you can sponsor the sports reports. There's like 2 or 3 left on that.
Almost sold out. Right?
It almost is sold out. And then also they, if you're interested in doing stuff as a local business or chain, whatever, with Crystal and the Bear. That is also available. There's a whole bunch of packages that just opened up from that because we've been talking about. There's live interviews, there's live reads, there's it's a ton of stuff, and you can contact Jason at kclq.com. You can contact Dan Dan at kclq.com, or you can call the business office at 573-317-8000. And ask for me or Rounder or Jason or anybody in the sales department. They can help you. And it's a really cool opportunity because you can buy it cheap right now.
Can't get a better deal than that, right?
Right? Because it's new.
Right.
So buy it cheap now.
How about that? And, I mean, just for those people who went away from the Coyote in the mornings because of the last morning show,
Right.
you need to check out the new morning show. Just give it a listen. I'm guessing you're going to find it pretty fun.
I think you will. I think
6
you will.
to 10 in the morning, that's Crystal and the Bear.
Yep.
And then Jamie Turner middays.
So good.
Mr. Music.
Right.
And you guys actually have him on your show, Casey and the Roundman Show.
We do.
With Pump It or Dump It at what? That's 4 every day.
At 4:05 every day with new music every day. Artists that you might not have heard of, some that you know, but some it's our opportunity to spotlight an artist that maybe you've never heard of and give them some radio play. So, and we might talk about that next week.
Okay.
On how that works and why it's so important.
Okay.
So.
That sounds good. We'll have to remember that if we have enough time after we get your
fun fact
moment of wisdom with KC or something.
Wisdom.
Uncle KC brings the wisdom house.
I love it.
All right. So join us on 1079 The Coyote. If you haven't followed us yet, be sure to go and follow us. Just hit that follow button.
The link thing.
Is there a link?
You put it.
Follow?
No, I don't know. You button thing. I don't know.
Just follow us because you get more than just these wonderful chats that we have on the Coyote Deck.
Right.
You get all that stuff from Jason at the Chiefs games.
Oh, it's so good.
And,
so good.
Walking through the parking lots and in the locker room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that he can't tell you about what he sees in the locker room.
There's some stuff you don't want to know.
You don't want to hear
honestly.
about that.
I mean,
That's for
maybe
sure.
some of the ladies would want to know, but
I'm thinking so. Yeah. So anyway, follow us on Facebook. You'll get all of that. Our website is 1079thecoyote.com. And thank you so much for being a part of Coyote Nation. We really, really appreciate you and everything. So on the Coyote Deck tomorrow, we've got Crystal and the Bear.
fun,
We'll figure out what's going on with them.
cool.
Jamie Turner on Friday, and then we'll start it all again next week.
Sounds good.
Have a great weekend, full weekend of college football.
It
All right.
is. Go Illini. Another losing season on its way.
I say go Huskers. Hey, your wife is a big Husker fan. You better be careful.
I know, and we have an Illinois flag and a little teeny tiny Nebraska flag in our garage.
Really?
A big Illinois, little teeny tiny Nebraska.
That needs to change. Until next time, God bless you.